Hello and welcome to YourTown television program. I'm your host, Paula Joy MacNab. And as always, I have great guests that I get to talk to, get to interact with, get to learn from, and introduce you, our viewing audience, to. So this segment of the program, I've got Michael and Brittney Buffo, and they are amazing filmmakers and have great stories to tell. So I will introduce you to both of them. Welcome to the program. Thank you both for being here. I know you have an amazingly busy schedule with work and personal life, so I appreciate your time.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So your company, you basically have two very wonderful operations that you run, and I'm actually going to let you define it because I'll mess it up. And it's called Hara. Tell us what Hara stands for, Mike.
Hara. Well, Brittney and I run a conservatory in Carmel for teens out of the Carmel Youth Center, and we teach acting and filmmaking. It's a summer program and a fall program. And Hara stands for Heart Aligned Response Artists.
So tell me what that really means. Let's let that soak in a little bit, because I think that's just so beautiful and poignant and powerful. Heart aligned.
It's a method. It's a signature system we developed, and it's a way in to talking about things that don't have vocabulary in young people's life or many people's life. But we all know a place of getting centered before we collaborate, and it's a way of calling it that. So we call it getting into Hara. We do guided visualization to get into a space of non-judgment, to effective collaboration, and then to really respect and create a great container for just new original work. And that's what we do. That's what we focus on at our school.
Very
The
powerful.
heart-aligned response, it comes from martial arts. And it's an ancient term. It's like being centered, or being, when you're about to jump on a high jump or at the Olympics, or and any performance, you get really centered and
very present. Very present.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like what we just did right before the camera started rolling.
Yes, we did.
We got very centered, we got ready, we collect ourselves, and then we go.
Right.
So that's what we teach, and then from there we create all kinds of things based on that.
So I have to ask you, because teens delight and terrify me, to be honest. Just being honest, full disclosure here. How did you choose to work with teenagers? Why did you choose to work with teenagers?
Well, they're very inspiring. They have a lot of great energy, and I remember being that age, and I remember wanting to just take the world on, and just that vitality, that amount of energy that they have for creating new ideas, coming up with different things out of the box. And I've always loved working with young people. So I think when we got together, I had been teaching for a while, and he was also inspired by the work he did as a teenager here in Monterey.
Yeah, I think it's a unique age when we're learning how to have responsibility and relationships and learning how to be adults. It's a training ground. So it's a unique age to give somebody an impression on how to have a creative life, something they might not be available to them or think about.
So I have to ask, are you finding that the stories that your students want to tell sometimes blow your mind and are so unexpected? Are they different? Are they unusual? What's this material like that they're coming up with? And we're going to show some in a little bit, but just when you're working with them, I know that we horrified our parents as young ones, and every generation horrifies their parents. It just is what happens. So this generation, what are you guys seeing? And you're not old enough to be their parents, but are they angry? Are they happy? Are they all of it? Are they hopeful? What are they?
They're the range of all human expression, but yes, they have a unique perspective. I mean, I remember when cell phones weren't even invented, and that was in my lifetime. So it's a different world that they're living in, and I think it is a little bit frightening at times for them and overwhelming. And so when they get to step into a Hara classroom and we are open and receptive, and that there is no mistakes, that we are it's a safe place to be able to share and to receive ideas. And so they feel comfortable being able to kind of let the walls down and share about their own experiences in their lives and what's happening in the world from their perspective.
Yes.
And I'll add that Brittney is really amazing at creating that safe container. From her experience of working with nonprofits in Los Angeles, she's brought that curriculum to Hara, what we do together, and she gets them talking about their wishes for the world and for themselves.
And as parents of young children, I find that amazing and delightful because you're really investing. You are really, you've got skin in the game here because you have children who are going to be coming up into the world. So, my hat's off to you and to your work. I want to see a little bit of what you've done. So we're going to take a quick break here. Introduce the clip that we're about to see for us, please, Brittney.
Sure. This is the Hara video. It kind of gives you a background of what Hara is and the students, right?
Yeah. It's a brief 2-minute insight into our classroom.
Fantastic. So we're going to go to that clip and enjoy it.
Slate. Action.
Since 2011, we've been bringing young people together from different high schools all over the county to work together and to share their ideas, to do things they've never thought were possible, that they didn't know they could do. This season of Hara is our 12th season and the most ambitious yet.
Our classroom consisted of lighting principles, audio, directing, cinematography, and the students had their hands on everything. When I went into the 5 different high schools in their drama classes and their digital media classrooms, I invited them to go on an adventure. Roll camera, slate, and action.
I joined Hara because when I was 2 years old, I told my parents that I wanted to make movies.
I just knew that I had to come.
I really just want to create something, and those two mesh well together, learning and creating.
I really, really wanted to become an actress, and that was my first step, and I just had to say yes, and I did.
I love working with Mike and Brittney because they make me feel confident. I feel really close to them.
I've enjoyed working with all the teachers, but I think I've enjoyed working with Mike and Brittney Buffo the most because just their presence, being in their presence, it gives you a lot of energy, and then you get super pumped up and ready to get to work and ready to learn.
Come on, let's go!
We teach the energy system of acting with the chakras, film set etiquette, leadership, non-competitive communication, screenplay development, and how you produce a film from start to finish.
This season has 3 sections. The first section is a 4-week training process.
It is a shotgun. You want to aim right at his mouth.
Then we change gears to 4 weeks of screenplay collaboration.
But our main focus is the kid and the girl and the swan exchange.
It's a good memory to pull out.
Yeah.
And then 4 weeks of screenplay production.
Everyone look at me and say, yeah.
Get strong arms.
Our goal by the end of this season is to create a film 90 minutes long, something worthy of public distribution, that each one of you will be proud of your work, to share it widely, because you helped contribute to it.
War of the Limelight is an original screenplay developed with students and professionals together, featuring an ensemble cast. We've taken on something that is impacting our community right now. And cyberbullying has been a huge issue in the Monterey County region.
People these days don't fight each other directly. They do it online. They do it through communication tools that we use these days. They do it through anonymous posting. They do it by shaming, by name calling. They hurt each other's feelings, not hurt each other's physical bodies, but both hurt.
The message is one of empathy and how you can put yourself in someone else's shoes and to really open up your heart and to forgive each other and ask for forgiveness for something that you did.
Nobody's leading, nobody's following. Excellent. See you tomorrow.
Without you, none of this can happen. None of us can put gas in the car and put media in the cameras and show up on set and capture the star quality of these budding individuals. I didn't know who would end up signing up for the program, but I knew the right kids would show up, and we got the right kids.
We have 24 inspired, incredible young people who are ready to make a feature film with us.
All they need is a little bit of help. Our container is built. All we need is just money to get it moving. And if we do that, we'll meet our goals. Brittney and I have defied the odds before, and we'll do it again.
So carrying on with that was amazing. I really enjoyed that. Do you think that Monterey Peninsula as a filmmaking location, why did you choose to live here? This is not an inexpensive place. We don't have all the easy access filmmaking things that LA has. What made you step outside of your own box and choose Monterey Peninsula?
Well, I'm from this area, and so Brittney and I were on our way to making a family together when we met and fell in love in Los Angeles. And we came here for the support for our family, and also this is an arts-minded community. I mean, the lives that we lead are really examples of what this community cherishes. What we do with Hara and how we are supported by the nonprofits that Brittney writes amazing grants to, that I help her with, is really, we're so very supported. And people have been making movies here in the peninsula for years because of our scenic beauty and for the artists who find haven here. Right. And so we're following in their footsteps. And we're advocates when we're committed to this community of bringing Hollywood here. And our films might not have the budgets of Hollywood budgets, but we're definitely on our way. Right. We're definitely getting there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And who wouldn't want to live here? I mean, right? I mean, we're raising 2 little boys, and I love this community, and it is a haven for artists. It's a very special place.
Well, it really is, and the arts community goes back, to the turn of the century and before, with the Carmel being such an artist haven. And I mean, it's just so rich with the photographic, the whole Westons and Ansel Adams. I mean, we have such a rich heritage. I mean, you have a lot to draw from.
Henry Miller.
The Buffos.
And the Buffos. Oh
Steinbeck.
My gosh,
they're amazing.
But have you heard about the Buffos? Love those Buffos. Great. Well, you've got another, since you are a video and film company, I want to show as much of your work as possible. So we've got another clip. Tell us about this next clip, please. The War of the Limelight.
Oh, okay. War of the Limelight.
Yes.
So that's the independent film that we just finished. That's in the polishing right now. We had a great screening on April 15th at the Golden Bough Theater. But this is the product of our 12th season of the Hara Motion Picture Conservatory last spring. And Brittney, why don't you tell us what it's about, what the film is about?
Okay. Screenwriting is something that I find my passion in. So this was a group screenplay collaboration with 19 young people from Salinas to Carmel. And the film is about, it's a love story. It's similar to like a modern West Side Story set in 2017, where it is, people are afraid to be an undocumented immigrant. So there's a young girl who's from Syria, who's a refugee from Syria, and there's a Mexican-American boy, first generation, living here, who is legal, but they fall in love, and there's a high school rivalry happening in the midst of this. And so it gets to become, cyberbullying happens, and one innocent student gets pinned as labeled as a terrorist. And so both schools have to come together and face the lies that they've told, the things that they've done, and to save this young person from being arrested.
Now, was this a film that you wrote, or was a collaborative effort and there was input from all the students?
There was input from all the students.
Powerful.
Yeah, and I wrote it, on the computer, but some of them actually wrote scenes and sent them to me in Google Drive, and I was able to take it and edit it down and piece it together. It's a very special process because it sounds like them, because it is them.
It is them. It's their voice.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look. I'm really very excited, so let's take a look at this.
I bet some of you have a voice that is dying to get out there, something worthy of people to pay attention to.
What is it?
How many of you like movies?
Do you tweet?
You break the bridle to make losing control easy.
If they find out, it's over.
You know, if I were you, I would stick to what I know.
Wow. Powerful. Good stuff. You guys, I'm so impressed. We are going to hear about the Buffos. Absolutely. We've got a couple minutes left. Tell me what's next for you guys.
Well, with our production company, House of 8 Media.
Yes, House of 8 Media, right on the jacket there.
Right there.
Yes.
We produce a lot of work, much more than we do with Hara. Hara is really where our hearts live and where we get to flex our creative muscles and think of brand new stories together, our organization. But House of 8 is where we support other members of the community to translate their visions into cinematic language. And that's what I really love. I love to do. I love to sit with people to talk about where their intentions are for growth and to figure out how to bring video to what they do.
So who would be a typical client? I mean, there's no such thing as typical, but who would be a client for you, for example?
Well, next week I'm filming a talk about democracy at MIIS. We're in the final stages of a documentary about a therapeutic program at Salinas Valley Prison, which is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, an amazing documentary.
And I'm also doing a reality show, YouTube show, on an architect who works in Pebble Beach.
Fantastic.
But we do long-form, short-form documentary. Brittney is an amazing music video director.
Yeah. I think he's a fan.
I think he's a fan of me.
I think he's a fan.
Yes.
Well, I'm very inspired.
We're good
She's
partners.
a star in War of the Limelight, as you saw. And you are an amazingly photographic person.
Well,
I think you're just starting to really learn that, really see
Well,
that.
you're amazing behind the camera and as an actor too, but he does an amazing job too.
Well, the beauty of this collaboration that I see is that you can bring forth the best in each other. You can be the inspiration, the muse, and you're sharing that with the students.
Yes.
So very quickly, how do we reach you? How do people find out about you? Give your information.
Well, if they're interested, if they have a film in them and they want to work with Brittney and I, they should go to houseof8media.com, and the 8's the number 8.
Okay.
If they're a student or a parent and they want to have their student in our classroom, I think they should go to haramotionpictures.com, H-A-R-A, motionpictures.com.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah,
well, thank you both so much. This has just been amazing having you.
Yeah.
And I'm delighted to see more of the body of work that you continue to produce and to continue to work with you. I did have the pleasure of working with you, Mike, for the Big Little Lies debut.
Yes,
That was very fun. I got to MC the event, and you were the excellent cameraman. So thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Look forward to having you on the program again when you've got more under your belt to share with us. This has been Your Town television program. I'm your host, Paula Joy MacNab. Join us again. So.